Welcome to another video on Cozy Cutter, and today we are doing another episode of CSW, the current state of professional wrestling. This is the show where I give my opinion that no one asked for on the current state of professional wrestling, just the news surrounding both companies, hell, maybe even TNA and some of the other companies, but just big news in the wrestling business. So yeah, let's just get into it. So first off on the bucket list here today, we have some pretty damn big news for, I think, both AEW and WWE. And that is that Jade Cargill has officially signed to WWE. So if you don't know who Jade Cargill is, she has basically been one of the biggest stars in the women's division in AEW for like a couple years now. She took a break recently and was gone and basically said she didn't need AEW and all this stuff. But she returned to AEW I believe a month ago or whatever and challenged back for the TBS title. I did always expect Jade to somewhere down the line get to WWE. She's basically exactly what WWE looks for. There are so many women in the WWE that I feel like Jade could match perfectly up in the ring with. Like Jade versus Charlotte, a golden opportunity. Jade versus Rhea, golden opportunity. Jade versus just about anyone, a golden opportunity. Like, even though she's very green in the ring right now, and I think that's just because she's so new to the business, like, when she started being on TV in AEW is just about when she started to train to be a wrestler. So, I mean, she has had barely time at all, and she's been doing pretty good with all things considered. I think it's a pretty good hire for WWE, and it's obviously a great decision for Jade because WWE is going to push her to the moon. And as far as it goes for AEW, I don't really think AEW needs Jade. I think they're fine without her, even though their women's division has been and is always suffering. I think it's not much harm to them. It's just WWE now has Jade, and Jade now has WWE. Talking more about the news about people signing to different places, though, I'm kind of want to talk about Edge. Of course, Edge had his final match in the WWE, or at least it is assumed, and it was him versus Sheamus in SmackDown in Toronto, and it was a great match. And apparently, as of a couple days ago, Edge is no longer on the official internal WWE roster, so I think it pretty much proves that Edge is officially out of WWE now, and it's pretty obvious where Edge is most likely gonna go, and that is AEW to have a final run with Mr. Christian Cage.
Yes?
Can I have your belt?
Did you win this belt? You did not win this belt. Nobody touches this title but me. Go find your mother. Go. Security! She's not credentialed.
I feel like this is a bit of a hot take, and I love Christian, and I love Edge together with Christian. I love them both doing stuff together, but I almost wish Edge stayed in WWE. I know that's like, a lot of people are like, what do you mean? He has more creative freedom in AEW. You can do whatever he wants with Christian, and then you can have a nice retirement match. Yeah, that's cool and all, but WWE, I feel like, has been Edge's home. You know, Christian, he's been out and about forever. You know, Christian was in TNA for a long bit. You know, not in WWE, and he kind of made a name for himself out of WWE, unlike Edge, who made a name for himself just in WWE only. You know, I feel like it would have been a better run to have Edge retire from wrestling in WWE, but who knows, man? I mean, I'm still excited for if he comes to AEW and has a little run with Christian, whether they're gonna feud, whether they're gonna team. I feel like it would be great either way, but and I feel like would be very poetic, and it would just make sense for a Christian and Edge to have a retirement match together, and I feel like that would sell so many tickets, and it would be a great match. With that being said, you know, it's whatever. There's kind of a talk now who's getting the better trade, Jade Cargill for WWE or Edge for AEW. And I think they're both kind of getting something out of it, you know? It's not a trade, obviously. It's not an official trade, but like, superstars heading to AEW, superstars heading to WWE. You know, it's starting to feel like it's an actual kind of competition between these shows. The more people switch, it's also not a competition, I guess. It's just more places to work, and that's nice. Two of the biggest wrestling companies right now, and two of the biggest stars heading over to different companies. It's exciting. Next up, I kind of wanted to talk about the injuries that have been happening. We have had two major injuries on the AEW side that I kind of want to talk about, and one of those is Adam Cole. Adam Cole, I think, had a little botch jumping down off the ramp I don't know if it was a week ago, I think, when MJF was facing Samoa Joe. He kind of came out, ran out, and like had a little stumble on his foot, and we actually got pictures that Britt posted, and his foot looks bad, man. Oh my god. And last night on Dynamite, it was revealed that Adam Cole will not be able to face at Wrestle Dream, which is AEW's next pay-per-view, with MJF to defend the ROH Tag Team Championship. I watched that clip of Adam Cole jumping off the ramp, and in my mind I'm like, oh no, he's definitely injured again. Like, it's so unfortunate because Adam Cole has been injured for like majority of the last like 2 years. It sucks, but whatever. MJF is going to be in a handicap match now, and I guess they should... I think it's a hard decision. I don't know if MJF should win. At the same time, I don't think he should lose. It's kind of a tough position. I feel like losing the title would probably be the best for furthering the storyline between MJF and Adam Cole. Maybe they could have Adam Cole get, say it's okay or whatever, and MJF, like, it kind of starts some beef because MJF was like, okay, you got yourself injured, you screwed me, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it could further something, but yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, of course, Adam Cole got injured. Next up, though, talking about injuries, Jon Moxley was quite literally dropped on his head, I think it was a week ago on Dynamite when he faced Ray Phoenix, and there's quite a few people on Twitter who are, like, clowning on multiple people in this situation. Majority of the people, though, are pissed at the referee. I believe it's Rick Knox, the referee, who it was, and people are clowning on him because basically he didn't count to 3. He said to go ahead with the finish or whatever, or he kept the match going, which normally, I believe it's normally trained in referees that if they don't kick out, just count to 3. So he's getting quite a bit of heat online, and Ray Phoenix as well, because Ray Phoenix did a second his finisher on Jon Moxley, and hit his head off the mat twice. Like, the top of Jon Moxley's dome hit the mat straight on. You could see it kind of like it bounce off the mat. It was very, very unpleasant to watch. So yeah, I mean, that is also unfortunate. I don't think we have any news right now about how Jon Moxley's doing. I think he's fine, luckily. That was very brutal, though. The next thing we're going to talk about on CSW is who LA Knight is going to go for his gold. Last week on SmackDown, LA Knight had a promo after his match. I think it was a match. I actually don't know. I never really watched last week's SmackDown. But he basically had a promo saying that he's going to go for the gold. Basically named every champion on both shows, and said he's coming for it. And one of the biggest names he said was Roman Reigns. Don't think LA Knight is going to head for Roman, but that is a potential rivalry that I would like to see. As far as who LA Knight is going to go for, I think LA Knight is definitely going to go for a mid-card title, which means I believe it's Rey Mysterio or Gunter. I think perhaps maybe if Gunter and LA Knight are the last two at the Royal Rumble, they could probably feed into kind of like a storyline there for WrestleMania, but I think it's definitely going to be the U.S. title or Intercontinental title for LA Knight. If he goes for Roman, I don't think he's going to be going for Seth at all. I think that's the least likely of the options. But if he goes for Roman, which I think is kind of likely, it definitely won't be at WrestleMania because that's still going to be for The Rock or Cody Rhodes. And even though I would love to see that for LA Knight, and I feel like everyone would, he's not going to be in that position yet. And so I think it's a mid-card title he's going to go for. I just hope he wins it this time. The final thing we are going to talk about in this video is the current state of the Bloodline storyline. So basically, the Bloodline storyline, ever since the match with Jey Uso at SummerSlam, the storyline's been kind of weird, and I feel like it's definitely slowing down, and it definitely is not at the same pinnacle that it was at like a year ago with Sammy. It's just not even close. And I've been seeing a lot of things on Twitter, people like kind of being like, oh wow, I miss the days, and they have like a picture of Sammy in the Bloodline, or they're just like, oh, the Bloodline storyline is getting old, no one likes it anymore, or well, just end it. I I kind of agree, but I also don't agree that they should just like end the storyline. Like I do agree, whatever they're doing with it right now with Jimmy doesn't make any sense. I think they should like, I like what they're doing with Jay on Raw, but Jimmy on SmackDown, they need to figure out something else to do with it. I get they're building a match for Jay and Jimmy probably at WrestleMania, but it just is not going well so far with Jimmy on SmackDown. Jay on Raw, though, like I said, I absolutely love it. I love everything they're doing over there with Jay, but Jimmy is just kind of falling behind. I was kind of hoping this wouldn't happen, but it's kind of inevitable. Roman, of course, is not there the past couple weeks. The Rock is back, so I'm assuming we're going to get something with them. John Cena has been feuding with the Bloodline with Solo and Jimmy so far. I think I agree with everyone when they say it's definitely not as hot as it was like a couple months ago. But I do feel like it has some steam left in it, and we just have to be patient, kind of. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for CSW today. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys next time.